Before we move on to our third and final theorist, here's just a list of common dream examples that you may have experienced. This list obviously isn't exhaustive of all the potential experiences you can have in a dream, but it's some of the most common themes and tropes that you may have experienced in your own dreaming. So first is you're trying to do something or get somewhere, but never make any progress. It's this very palpable sense of futility and can be very frustrating. Again, you can use the example of you're about to go on this exciting trip. It's your dream voyage. No pun intended. Most of my puns are intended. That one was unintended. But before you embark on this voyage, you need to pack some suitcases and some luggage. And as you're doing it, all these things are distracting you and getting in your way, and you're losing items. Like you pack an item in your suitcase and then you go to look for it again and it's gone. And people are coming to your room and just pulling you away from making any sort of progress. And then you never get to go on that journey, on that trip in your dream. It's just, the whole dream is just the frustrating, futility-filled preparations that don't go anywhere. A second dream example is you're back in school, or you're in some sort of environment where you're being tested kind of unpleasantly, some sort of very formal environment that you don't want to find yourself back in. And you may be taking a test that you're unprepared for, or you just feel out of your element. Maybe you're in your underwear or you're naked in your dream and everyone's looking at you. It evokes feelings of just feeling very intimidated. And like I said, feeling out of your element, like you're unprepared for that situation. I don't know about you, but when I was in elementary school and high school, every summer, like in the middle of summer, I would have these dreams where, oh, summer's suddenly canceled and we're back in school. And again, there's this feeling of frustration and being overwhelmed. Like usually you're doing like math problems that you don't even understand and they're like changing on the go, like just inscrutable and confusing. And yet everyone else is totally acting normal, and they're like the teachers or the authority figures are expecting you to know what to do, and it's very unpleasant. And my way of getting around it was just I never left school. I just continued my education until it became a job for me. And on the bright side, I don't have those dreams anymore. And then another potential dream example is recurring dreams, where the same theme or event or situation keeps repeating itself, and you just keep having the same dream on consecutive nights or over the course of months or years. And then another example is sleep paralysis, nightmares in which you're unable to call or shout for help. I also experiencing this to varying frequencies and intensities, probably on average like once every couple months. It's when you go to sleep and you're likely very stressed and your mind is still very active, but your body is just exhausted. So your body just zonks out and your mind is still running wild, and you get into a nightmare and your mind wants to escape right away, but your body is just dead asleep. It's paralyzed. There are some biological defense mechanisms for your body being paralyzed while you sleep, because otherwise you'd be acting out what you're experiencing in your dream. So if you're dreaming about a fight, then you'll be punching in your bed as you're sleeping. Or if you dream about running, you'll start running in your bed and likely fall out of your bed. So this protects you in that way. But in this case, it doesn't do much protecting, because your mind is awake and you're trying to wake your body up. And it's such a weird, like Twilight Zone gray area where you're half awake, but still half in your dream, and you're trying to scream or move. And it takes your body a couple minutes to catch up and wake up. Some people report seeing shadow men in their dream, while they're having sleep paralysis, like crawl towards them. I am so thankful that that is not a feature of my sleep paralysis. And another common dream example is when you're being chased. Some people interpret this as a negative thing. It's an unpleasant experience. It could be a nightmare. You feel like you're being persecuted or hounded, like you can never just catch a break and relax. You're always on the go. I personally have these dreams, and they're my favorite types of dreams. I love having these dreams. It feels so fun, like a getaway, and I'm just like a runaway, and it's so exhilarating, and I'm usually successful in evading and eluding the attempts of the people who are catching me. I don't know what that says about me and my conceptions of self or conceptions of other people. I know I enjoy running. So that could be why I enjoy these chase dreams, and or it could just be like some other conceptions of the world around me, like I feel like I don't fit in the world around me, and I embrace that through my dreams and through the running away from figures in my dreams. But yeah, it's interesting that that's a commonly negative dream, and I interpret it as something very fun and positive and enjoyable. Until I get caught, then the dream's suddenly over. Or you can have a dream that takes place in the same location where you've fallen asleep. So like day residue, where the day kind of just continues bleeding into whatever you're dreaming about. So a lot of my sleep paralysis dreams will actually start this way. I'll go to bed and fall asleep without realizing I fall asleep, and then my dream will start, and I'll just be literally in my apartment preparing to go to sleep, like going through all the usual nighttime routines. It's part of the dream, and I don't realize it until I realize that all the lights are off, and I try turning on a light and none of the lights are turning on, and that's when I'm like, oh no, I'm in a dream. And as soon as that realization hits, that's when all the weird stuff starts happening and the sleep paralysis is initiated. But it could also be like you take a nap, and your dreams just kind of like continue on with what you were doing throughout the day and what you had planned to do in the afternoon, so that there are these residual effects and experiences and emotions and feelings that carry over from your day into your dream. Next, we have being in an impossible, too good to be true scenario. So you're in a position of power, or you're getting access to all these things and people that you wouldn't have access to. They're too good to be true. I know for me, when I was a kid, I had these dreams often where Christmas would arrive early and I'd have all these gifts and I'd open them and I'd be like, oh, I got this and I got that. I can't wait to play with them. And then I'd wake up, and the first couple of seconds upon waking, I would still believe that I had all those new toys, and it would take, there'd just be a brief delay in coming upon the realization that it was all just a dream, all just a fabrication. But the disappointment is still real. Or other dreams where you're falling or your teeth are falling out. I've had plenty of dreams where I was falling. Not so much about the teeth falling out. Apparently that can represent or symbolize a feeling of lack of control or lack of self-control. And then we also have recurring dreams. These are dreams that repeat themselves in terms of the themes or the characters or the situations that tend to recur over consecutive nights or over the course of months or years. I feel a bit of recurrence myself, actually. I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Or you can have lucid dreams, like the movie Inception is based on, where you're aware that you're dreaming and can control the dream.
Now, reality can be whatever I want.
You're no longer just a character in your own dream. You become the producer and the director, and you have omnipotent abilities to structure the dream however you want. I sometimes become aware that I'm dreaming near the end of a dream, just as I'm coming out of it, just as everything is like fading to white. I will look around and I realize, oh, I'm in a dream right now. I can take advantage of this and do cool things. But as I come to that realization, I'm already being pulled out of the dream, and then I wake up and it's over. And it just feels like a missed opportunity. But whenever I do have an opportunity, I just start flying. That's the first thing that comes to my mind of how can I take advantage of this. I just put my arm up and just rocket up into the sky, and then I decide what to do with this new lucid dream. Like I said, this list is far from exhaustive. There are plenty of other types of dreams, common dreams that you experience, that you likely share similarities with others. But I'd be interested to hear if you share any similarities with the dreams on the screen or any other type of dreams that come to you frequently.